Rin, save the cat! Anyway. Ding ding. Someone seemed to have brought a boxing bell. I love how fucking random this is. Someone just brought in a boxing bell and now they're ringing it. Lovable straight muscle idiot versus Matsuto's strongest rival. Oh shit. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Grandmaster Shaymin and today we have some very exciting brand new visual novel action coming your way. So thank you all so much for your support on Fatal 12. While it was inconsistent, I do appreciate all of you who watched the series. It was really fun to make. I absolutely loved that visual novel and I know I'm going to love this one, and I'm probably going to cry a little bit, so if I cry, I apologize right now, but I have watched the anime, and I have wanted to play the visual novel ever since I've watched the anime, I watched the anime when it came out, mind you, years ago. What was that, like 2013? I think it's been like 5 years or something since the anime came out, more than that probably. It might be before that, like 2010 or something, but either way, Little Busters. If you have not watched the anime, I highly recommend it. Whether you want to do it while watching the series, after watching the series, before watching the series, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But this is the visual novel based on it, and what was unavailable in the United States in English until just a few months ago, to be honest with you. I think maybe last year, or maybe like late 2016, but it was not available in the United States until just recently. Well, I mean, this says 2017, which means it was probably put into English in 2017. And I have wanted to play this game for a long time. I know I'm a little bit late from when it came out, but I absolutely adore this anime, and I am so very excited for this series to begin. So if you guys are hyped for this series, make sure you click that thumbs up button down below for me, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. I'm a big fan of that thumbs up button, and I really appreciate it. I've got a lot of thumbs up on the visual novel series before this, the Fatal 12, as well as other stuff. I'm really thankful for that, and I'm so excited for this. Just so you guys know, I will be listening to the voices and then probably repeating it in English my own way. I'm not going to give everybody voices, hence, you know, why they have Japanese voice actors and actresses for it. So I'm just going to kind of read along with what they say and obviously add my input and let you know what I think. I think there's also some mini games in this that did not really, or you wouldn't expect to be mini games, at least based on what the anime had. So I'm really excited for this, and I'm probably going to end up crying, especially at Cood's part, because Kudravaka is by far my favorite character. She was on my top 150. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm not a fan of the English dub for this show, mostly because of Kudravaka's voice actress not saying wafu all the time. I know that's kind of a simplistic reason, but something such as that, to me, helped make her character. I don't know if any of you guys can understand that, but, like, I just couldn't really get behind the whole ordeal, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm really actually glad that they have the Japanese voice actors in this, and not to mention the other voice actors. I just thought this was a really good Japanese dub of this show, and obviously all the voice actors and actresses should be the same if I remember correctly. I don't think any of them changed. So, we start off with KYOUSUKE returning. Oh, yo, my mouse is on here. And the other OBS, my mouse doesn't show up. Interesting. Alright, well, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to try and keep my mouse out of the way. A distant voice roused me from my slumber. The meaning of the words was obscured by my drowsiness. Finally, the time has come, you tell him. I actually really like this guy. In the dub, he's probably one of my favorite voice actors in the dub too, because it's Hikaru from Oron, I think. I think it's not Kaoru, because Kaoru is Monokuma from Danganronpa. They have such a similar vocal range. It's kind of impressive. Alright, I already forgot when I started the stream. I have no idea how far it is. It doesn't... I have nothing to actually tell me how long I've been recording. So if this goes a little long or a little short, that's why. But I think it's been like 7-8 minutes. However, a voice quivering with joy woke me up fully. With rushed breath, the owner of the voice jumped down to the floor. I didn't want to say for sure because I couldn't quite remember if his name was Masato, but it is Masato. I'm just trying to think of all the characters' names. Obviously, KYOUSUKE is orange-haired, slightly emo guy, especially towards the latter half. This is going to be interesting. I also don't know much about the visual novel itself, because I know that there is an OVA coming out about this, which I thought was insane, because this had come out so long ago, like so many years ago. But it's going to show Kudravaka's route. And so that means that more than likely there are multiple endings to this, which makes it me like all the more enticed on trying to get more of the ending. So I'm not sure. I might actually play through like a large part of this instead of just ending on one route. But we'll see. Obviously, if you want to get the game for yourself, it's available on Steam. There's probably other places to get it, but obviously, like, most people use Steam. If you don't use Steam, I mean, good on ya, but I feel like it's hard to find games that way, at least visual novel-wise. Visual novels on Steam are plenty. They come out, like, every 3 days. Masato, where are you going at this hour? I asked timidly. To fight. They did this part in the anime really well. I love how his freaking school jacket only goes up to, like, here. I just find that hilarious. It's like one of those crop tops that you see a lot of girls wear. It's kind of, like, trendy. But it's just as a jacket on a dude. Huh? This late at night? Where? Koko. Which, yeah, right here. I'm getting into Japanese, so I'm trying to pick up on some of the things they say as well. With his thumb down, he pointed to the floor. Leaving with a darling smile, Masato swung the door open and flew out of the room. Diki. Lots of dots. I don't know if that's 3 ellipses, I think, but they're not really spread out, so. Right here? Does he mean the dorm? Ooh. I jumped down to my feet and upon realizing it and chased after Masato into the corridor. Yo, I love how freaking pumped this gets off the top. Yo! I know most of this. I actually kind of like how you can see my mouse in this case, but I know most of this. Like, this means utensils or something of the sort. Fire. I could hear the sounds of tables being overturned in the distance. This basically means fire extinguisher right here. Which obviously there is one down here. There was a crowd at the entrance of the cafeteria jostling their way inside. I peeked in, and sure enough, there was a fight. On one side was Masato Inohara, my roommate. Across from him, wearing a hakama, was Kengo Miyazawa. Both of them were my childhood friends. They've always been like oil and water, fighting whenever their opinions differed. Masato started attacking. Twisting his body for momentum, he threw a heavy punch. Kengo dodged narrowly. Bang! and behind him lay a cracked desk. As expected of Inahara. Building his muscles without reason, despite not having joined any clubs, and using this opportunity to show them off. I heard someone start an offhand commentary. Yo, is there even a save button on here? I'm kind of regretting putting the voices in, just because, while I'm sure you guys can read, don't get me wrong, I just feel kind of weird sitting here and just letting it talk for me. Maybe that's just me, but at the same time, I mean, they're professional voice actors, so. Now was Kengo's turn to counterattack. In his hands, he gripped his shinai. His hand movement was only visible for an instant. Ugh. Kengo's attack had drawn a cross-shaped cut on Masato's chest. There it is, the sword art he obtained by suppressing all the sexual urges of his senses. Is that how he obtained the sword technique? Suppressing sexual urge. So, to all of you who want to master a sword, this is how you do it. The only way that you can master a true sword art technique is resisting sexual urges during your adolescence. If you're past your adolescence, then that's just too bad. That, or you're already a sword master and you just don't know it yet. No, holy shit. Oh, yo, I can... That's pretty cool. I hear the cut... Wait, I hear the cut you get from it reads tits. Oh. No, it's trying to write melancholy. Nani? That's way more characters. A strange upheaval passed through the room as those wild speculations spread around. Can't anyone stop this? I appealed to the onlookers. But this is where it gets interesting. Their fights on campus had already turned into an attraction. Things will get even worse if we leave them alone. I don't know what happened between those two, but they look serious this time. They might hurt themselves badly. Stop them yourself then. Huh? That's true. Unprepared for that, I flinched. The more I thought about it, the more responsible I felt for my two friends. But when I saw the menacing gleam in their eyes, I got scared. When scanning the premises trying to think of a good excuse to stop them, I remembered about KYOUSUKE. The reason they were fighting with each other in the first place was because KYOUSUKE had returned. Where's KYOUSUKE? He's over there. He pointed at KYOUSUKE, who was sleeping on his back like a drunkard. I ran up to him and shook him by the shoulders. KYOUSUKE, it's getting out of hand. You've got to make those two stop. He opened his eyes halfway. Oh, Riki. Sorry, I didn't get any sleep yesterday. I took a closer look at his uniform and found leaves and dirt all over his body. Where on earth had he been, I wondered. Putting that aside, the real problem now was the fight between Masato and Kengo. Masato and Kengo are fighting again since they're back. Watch over them so they don't get hurt. They kept patient until you came back. That was one of the several promises that we had made. Serious fights were prohibited when KYOUSUKE was not around, but when he was, he could mediate. It might be that he set such rules out of consideration for us four childhood friends, or maybe he just wanted to look cool as the oldest of us four. But in the end, none of us could ever go against him. It had always been like that. Whoever opposed KYOUSUKE would end up eating dirt. I wasn't sure if his concerns had turned into reality, or if he was capable of foreseeing what would happen. Man, I can't English right now, god damn it. Whatever the reason was, that was the reason Whatever the reason was, that was the reason. Okay? Our childhood friendship had stayed unbreakable all this time. Kyosuke! I kept shaking his body. Fine. Pushing me aside with his hand, he warily stood up. I will decide on the rules. Anime hair flip. When barehanded fighting, Masato's too strong. Conversely, Kengo becomes too strong when he uses his shinai. So, he turned to face the onlookers. You guys over there, throw in whatever you can find that somehow resembles a weapon. Interesting. So I can't... leave. Anyway. The more worthless, the better. He turned back towards Masato and Kengo. And whatever you can grab will be your weapon. Since you'll be using some useless item instead of a shinai or bare hands, there won't be much danger. Got it? His presence didn't give any room for objection, and everyone around him just nodded in agreement. Then, battle start. For a while, the onlookers were perplexed, but then someone threw in something. And that had the effect of the starting gun. Immediately, a rain of random items began falling upon Masato and Kengo. Are you up for this? You betcha. Kengo glanced down at the pile of items that onlookers were dumping in front of him. Focusing his full attention on the pile, he thrust his hand in the middle of the items. Whoosh! Then he drew something out of there. The moment he had chosen his weapon, the entire crowd shouted with excitement. What is that? A pistol? He pointed it towards the ceiling and pulled the metal trigger. We heard a noise, and a small silver pellet fell in front of everyone. Is it okay if I hit him with this? No. Use it how it's meant to be used. With Kengo's weapon decided, all eyes turned to Masato. With a strange thing dangling from his arm, he was standing still with a confused look in his eyes. Masato, why are you holding a cat? I remember this. It's my weapon. Nani? I said it's my weapon. You got a problem? I mean, how am I ever gonna fight with this? You must use the cat to fight. What's with that? Rin, save the cat! Anyway. Ding ding! Someone seemed to have brought a boxing bell. I love how fucking random this is. Someone just brought in a boxing bell and now they're ringing it. Lovable straight muscle idiot versus Matsuto's strongest rival. Oh shit. Here we go, Kengo attacks. Masato takes 0 damage. No, it's my turn. Masato attack. Meow. The cat scratches at Kengo. Kengo takes 1 damage. When you look at me, I'll aim for your eyes. Kengo attacks. Masato takes 1 damage a bunch of times. This is so fantastic. I love how they made it into the arcade style boxing match. Go! Masato attacks. Meow. The cat scratches Kengo. Kengo takes 2 damage. Damn. Out of pellets. Kengo reloads the pistol. Now I go. Masato attacks. Cat scratches Kengo. Kengo takes 2 damage. Wait, isn't it the cat fighting rather than me? Okay, eyes. Kengo attacks. Kengo shoots pellets at Masato. He takes a bunch of damage. Rin! Thank you for saving the cat! Jeez. A voice louder than the onlookers' cheers echoed from within the room. I knew only one person in the world who could shout like that. The two fighters' movement stopped as they heard the angry voice. Rin-sama has appeared! I love how the random students are like, Rin-sama. I love Rin, by the way. I wasn't too upset with Rin getting as much attention as she did in the anime. Obviously, I would have liked Ku to get the most attention, but instead she just got like her side character arc of depression and sadness that made me cry a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Almost every one of the stories made me cry quite a bit. Again, if you have not watched the series, you should do it. Whether you do it after my series is done or before, I don't care which one it is. You just got to do it. The onlookers became excited in a blink. Look at how cute I used to have a t-shirt with Rin on it, which I thought was so cool because I got one with Rin and I got one with Kudravaka. But Kudravaka's ended up getting too small for me. I think it just kind of shrunk in the wash or something. And then Rin's just kind of ended up tearing apart. I wore both of them a lot. I loved the two of them. They were so great. Rin Natsume, Kyosuke's younger sister. She was another one of my childhood friends. Stop bullying the weakling. Weakling? Which one? Huh? Ain't that you? Don't make me laugh. Can't you see the difference in our levels? I wonder if you could still say that after the fight is over. Go, my loyal feline servant! I meant that cat! I love how they felt necessary. For whatever reason, they felt it necessary to add cat ears. I'm sorry, guys. I keep looking over that way. It's just that. I don't know why. But they felt, for whatever reason, to give Rin cat ears in this scene. Thud. His neck had been bent at an unnatural angle by Rin's high kick, and the cat dangled from his arm as he replied. Explain. Someone threw it at me. I saw Kyosuke do it. The male student had witnessed seeing the cat be tossed. Kyosuke himself was now snoring, lying on his back. Then it's mine. She took the cat. Hey, that's my weapon. Someone get me a new cat, an especially ferocious one. Thud. No using cats. Okay. Her kick had bent his neck at an even more abnormal angle. So, what's the reason for this fight? Okay, listen, Rin. Saying that, he pointed at Kengo. This guy told me a fake proverb that goes, the burdock fell from my eyes. All thanks to you, I was like, yeah, the burdock fell from my eyes in casual conversation today. What a silly reason. Dumbass, remember? You're the one who came to me and asked what the burdock fell from my eyes means. I thought you meant the scales fell from my eyes, so I told you it means to suddenly understand the truth. Then you should have told me I was wrong! What the hell is the burdock fell from my eyes? I had no such obligation. What? How long have we been friends for? You should have shown some compassion. Rin, it's clear who is at fault here. Kengo had already calmed down. Since he lost his fighting spirit, he chucked away the pellet gun and decided to leave. What? Running away, are you? He tried running after him, but stopped and looked back at Rin. Zin, that's my weapon. Give it back. Yurusanai. Request denied. Rin and Masato confronted each other. That was enough to make the onlookers excited again. What? You want in on this, Rin? People who toy around with cats like that must be punished. It felt as though the crowd was goading them into it with their cheers. I'm not gonna make it easy on you just because you're a girl. Get me the nearest weapon! Having already prepared, people started throwing in a magnificent variety of items. This! Rin took a 3-section staff! Then I'll take this one, Masato grabbed. An eel pie. Hold on a sec. That's a real weapon you've got, isn't it? Ding! Hey, Rin could probably kick his ass anyway. She doesn't even need a weapon. She could probably kick his ass. Masato takes 207 damage. No, it's my turn. Rin takes no damage. The heal tide breaks. Die! Masato falls. Rin is victorious! KO! Or I guess to you guys it would be what? KO? Yeah. Lots of people were still raising cheers to Rin. I separated myself from the crowd, dumbfounded by the outcome. I was not the first time that such an otherworldly scene had occurred. From the first day I had met them as a kid, every day had been like this. Those have been the roughest days of my life. I love the OST for this, by the way. Oh, the soundtrack for this game and for the anime is fantastic. My life after I lost my parents. Every day of my life had been depressing. Man, I can relate. At least not to the losing parents part, technically. But the depressing part. But in front of me, 4 boys had appeared, and one had held out his hand. There's a formidable enemy. We need your power. What's your name? Riki Naoi. Ikuzo, Riki. He grabbed my hand and pulled me along as he started running. Hey, who are you? I asked him, desperately clinging on to his hand to prevent myself from falling. Who are we? We punish evil and preserve justice. We are called Little Busters. A broad grin split his face as he spoke the name. The enemy was a beehive under a tree at a neighboring house. No doubt it was a formidable enemy. A bamboo pole and insecticide were our weapons of choice. The hive had eventually realized the gravity of the situation and launched forth a swarm of bees that darkened the air around it. We were about to be defeated when, abruptly, Masato stripped off his jacket, even now I can't tell why, and spread honey on his bare skin for a feint. I leave the rest to you, he said, giving the 4 of us a thumbs up with his sharp war cry as he resolutely kept thrusting into the enemy camp. Of course, countless bees had swarmed on Masato. While Kengo had pointed his insecticide spray towards Masato, KYOUSUKE held a lighter directly below. Masato, we won't forget your sacrifice, he declared it at the same time they fired the spray towards Masato's body, which turned him into a pillar of flames. I didn't ask for that kind of assistance! The sight of his blazing shape plunging in is deeply engraved into my mind. It would be in my mind too. You literally lit a man on fire just so that you guys could get some bees to stop, I don't know, taking honey or something. Immediately after his exclamation, Rin, who I'd been thinking was a boy, kicked him into unconsciousness. I'm trying to think, because, obviously you would be able to tell that Rin's a girl, but I'm just trying to remember what she looked like when she was a kid. Was it really that tomboyish? I can't quite remember. Because they did have scenes of them as children in the anime, and I don't remember thinking for a second that Rin was a guy, but the scene of her keeping him rolling continuously on the ground by kicking is so memorable. Thanks to her, the fire was extinguished and Masato survived. So they literally lit a man on fire. Well, a young boy on fire. Then Rin, to extinguish the fire, kicked him a bunch of times so that he'd roll on the ground. I mean, there are worse strategies in the world, I guess. After that, a fire truck and an ambulance came and made a lot of fuss. See, I mean, she doesn't really have that kind of boyish look. I love freaking Masato in this picture, though. So, Kengo, KYOUSUKE, Rin, Riki, and Masato. So, So great. I said Kengo. I almost thought I thought I said Masato twice. I could have. The next day, our local paper had a picture of me and the 4 elementary school students I had just met. This is our first encounter, and it seems like the racket was the beginning of a new life. Can you imagine the first day you meet someone who becomes basically your best friends for life? You make the newspaper because you set someone on fire. And, probably killed a lot of bees. You know, I can sort of kind of read this. I know that that's at 420, which, out of all the times to choose, they chose 420. Blaze it. Dude's on fire. Usually it's meant for weed, but if you just take into account blaze it. Just saying. And then goru. And then the double circles. Interesting. And always being around them had made the pain in my heart go away without me realizing it. It was just so fun. If only such times could continue forever. That's all I wished for now. It makes me think of the anime. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. Honest to God, if there are multiple endings, I don't even know what the ending is going to be. Interesting. I can't save yet? Anyway. Come next morning, it was obvious I hadn't gotten enough sleep. However, Masato was different and had already awoken. From the window, I could see him doing weight training in the small garden. I was amazed by his energy. We went to the cafeteria together to eat breakfast. With the other students getting up well, the cafeteria was filled to a brim. Still, our seats were empty, because Kengo had arrived before us and saved some seats for us. Or, more precisely, I guess he hadn't intended to. It was just that most people who knew us treat us as troublemakers and often avoid sitting around us.
Yo, ohayo.
Yo, ohayo gozaimasu.
Ohayo.
Morning, you're early. Having finished our short greetings, we placed our breakfast trays on the table. Soon after, KYOUSUKE appeared and took a seat. Uis. Oh. Where did you go? To the publishers. Tokyo, right?
Tokyo.
Yes, Tokyo. But by foot. Yep, by foot. Must have been tough. Tough, or you idiot. I don't have much money, nothing I can do. I'm pretty sure you guys will do the same thing next year too. At the very least, we're not planning on doing our job hunting on foot. Finally, Rin appeared. Look at the cat, it's so cute! With the cat she had found yesterday perched on her shoulder, she entered the cafeteria. However, more cats followed her in. She kept pushing them back outside, but they repeatedly entered again and again. Suddenly faced with Rin's vehement. Oh, vehement. Words. I should know them. I'm an English major. I should know how to pronounce words. The cats finally got scared and ran off. She sighed while taking a seat. We have a new member. We know. After informing us, she poured milk onto the plate. Got a name? Not yet. A name is an important thing. Give it one properly. I love the picture of the cat, on her hair. It's so adorable. It's so cute. But I can't think of any more. With every opportunity, KYOUSUKE would gather stray cats and give them the Rin as presents. So now she was surrounded by a... veritable herd of cats. You know, words like this that you never hear anyone say, like veritable, I've never in my life heard someone say that word out loud. So I don't know if I'm saying that right. Also, I've never looked it up in a dictionary. I can only infer what it means. But that many are impossible to manage at once, so she decided to just look after the newest cat. I guess I'll have to name it Lennon. Do you even think about it at all? Yet another famous name. You said it's important, but you never choose proper names. Since KYOUSUKE always names the cats without thinking, they all have famous names. Einstein, Gates, Hitler. Can you imagine, like, the back... Like, why would you name your cat Hitler? It's not the name that's important. I said giving them a name is. Huh? What's the difference? Lennon. It's cute. I guess Rin doesn't know the origin of the name, but certainly Lennon sounds like more of an appropriate pet name than Einstein, Gates, or Hitler. Can he eat? Can he eat this? Oh, he eats seaweed. God damn, dude. Rin's facial expressions in this game are legendary. Alright, well, we've been recording for a while. I think it's about that time to end the episode off, so thank you guys so much for watching the first episode. I hope you guys are hyped for the rest of the series as I am. Make sure you click that thumbs up button down below if you have not already, and I will see you all next time.